Black, stop playing with him.
DJ, I don't think y'all want to hear about it.
Go ahead, Dave. Talk to him. They don't want you to pod, Dave. They don't want you to pod, bro. He can do some damage. Okay, pause. I said
listen,
pause,
man. Up, man. All right, listen. Let's just break this.
Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is.
I was trying to stay away from those.
No, I've been nice to him today.
You were nice.
Black, stop playing with him.
We talk about reaching.
Yeah.
We got a steal right here. This dude should have went on day 2.
Speed is never a problem until you're going against speed.
And I'm glad Mingo, I think, is great. I'm gonna defer to the man when it comes to wide receivers.
Means that something's coming.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Listen, don't mess up my studio with your back pedal and
right.
The chair does not have wheels. It's on legs.
Finally.
We got it. We got one, baby.
I just want to hear Sweet Carolina real quick.
Might as well, we already here.
When they gonna play Sweet? We ain't heard that in the whole year.
It's been about a year.
We ain't heard it in a year.
It's been a year since we heard it.
Let's go. We that.
Panther Nation podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast and we poppin', let's go.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking? It's your boy Rashad, Panther Nation podcast, one half. Shout out to Dave. But yeah, man, we here. We ready to live react to the press conference for Dave Tepper after firing Frank Reich. A lot of questions to answer. A lot of questions, and I'm hoping that the media, shout out to all the credential media out there, Sheena Quick, Vashtoff, and Keep Blitzing. My man Chris from Charlotte Vibe, who is not going to be there, unfortunately, but Scott Fowler, Joe Person. Hopefully, they hold us down. They know what time it is. Their ears are to the streets. And this, and I tweeted this earlier, that this press conference should not be isolated. And I know he probably is going to do that. The smart man that Tepper is, he's going to try to isolate this to Frank Reich. Unfortunately, we have 6 years of failure, year after year after year after year. And it should be bigger than that. Like the umbrella, the questions, there should be a broader stroke painted with this. You know what I mean? This is bigger than just Frank Reich. This is the inability to get the right guy in here. This is the inability to get the right guy. And there's a lot of questions to answer. A couple of them, hey, what's the procedure? How are you going to handle the next hire? Are you going to outsource it? Ultimately, we know you get the final say, but who are you going to listen to? Are you going to have different people around you to help you make this decision? Because apparently the past 2 hires that you've made have been inept. They haven't it hasn't worked. They hoodwinked you. If you were the final decision maker, you've been hoodwinked twice. So maybe there needs to be other people in the building making those decisions to assist you. So there's a lot of questions. A lot of questions need to be answered. And again, I hope that I'm pretty sure that our credential media are going to hold him accountable. Shout out to Scott Fowler, who doesn't have a good relationship with David Tepper, and I'm sure there's going to be some things and some tension when it comes to that. But yeah, man. So again, we got 10 minutes until the press conference begins. You guys let me know if you see something go live before I do. I do, however, want to test the audio just to make sure we on our P's and Q's when this thing goes live. So just hang tight with me. Give me 1 second. I don't want to be caught slipping when it comes up. So let's just go ahead and see if we can get this going. All right. We're going to test out this audio. Share system audio. Yes, I do. So I want you guys to tell me if you guys can hear this loud and clear. Just give me a yay or nay in the chat. Can you hear this?
How you doing today?
Not me. Can you hear the video?
I'm doing great. Thank y'all for coming.
Can you hear the video audio? Can y'all hear that? That's from the Carolina Panthers YouTube channel. Shout out to Jay. She says yes. Who else? Yeah, we can hear it. Okay, it's good. We're all good there. All good. Audio's good. Great. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate you. We got almost 600 people in the building already. So do me a favor before we get started, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Subscribers are been going up. Hey, the Panthers are down, but the subscribers are going up. So please keep pounding that like button, keep pounding that subscribe button. Help us get to 22,000 subscribers. We're about 600 folks away. So if you are not subscribed, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for your boy. All right. Did I give the media anything to ask? I did. I sent some messages. I tagged some folks. So we will see. We'll see. I'm sure the questions I have are pretty obvious. There's nothing groundbreaking. I mean, the top 3 questions I want to know as of right now is, again, what's the hiring process moving forward, right? Who's going to be in charge of hiring the next person? Are you taking a step back? Are you not going to micromanage the next head coach, right? What's Scott Fitterer's situation? Is he going to be the guy? Because, I mean, getting rid of Scott Fitterer now, I mean, I know everybody wants Scott Fitterer gone, but it's the middle of the season. Getting rid of Scott Fitterer right now doesn't do anything. He can't make any moves. He can't trade anybody. The trade window is closed, so there's nothing he can really do. So firing Scott Fitterer now doesn't really make too much sense. So I kind of get not firing him at the moment. The reasons to get him out of here, sure, there are several reasons. Some of the failed trades, some of the failed additions. Again, Scott Fitterer is a guy who I'm a guy that keeps it a buck. I protected Scott Fitterer for a long time, personally. You've heard that Matt Rule has had final say and things like that, and so Scott Fitterer has been protected for all intents and purposes, right, from taking any liability, because technically he hasn't had final say. Right now, this year he has. Apparently, has had more say. And so when you got guys like DJ Chark, Hayden Hurst, Miles Sanders, none of these guys have worked out with you at the helm getting final say. So, bro, I completely understand wanting to move on from Scott. I completely get it. The draft picks haven't worked out. I mean, every pick in this draft is a no-go. I mean, every pick in this draft where he has had final say has been a failure so far. So far, it's early. Bryce Young, not very good. Again, for reasons we know, outside of him and his own talent. Mingo, ain't it? Zavala, no. DJ Johnson, no. Jamie Robinson, excuse me. Ain't really, I mean, shown a little bit, but no. There are valid reasons to say, hey, Scott Fitterer, you aren't the guy. Know what I'm saying? So Thielen is Thielen is shot to my man Indy head and says, yeah, that's that fam. That he's really the only guy. Facts. He's the only guy. And King Murph is absolutely right. Bro drafted Zavala because he texted him saying, I want to be a part of the team. So we drafted him. This whole thing has been about cool stories. The Panthers, this whole run, it's been about cool storylines, right? Frank Reich, first head coach, bringing back Dom Capers, first quarterback, first head coach. Cool storyline. David, Chandler Zavala texting Scott Fitterer wanting to be drafted. Cool storyline. Von Bell's been good. Von Bell's been straight. So we'll see. I mean, again, I think the next 6 games, you're going to find out if it was really Frank Reich and his coaching, or do we have some talent that was just do we just don't have the talent? Is it Frank Reich and his coaching saying, hey, these guys aren't it? I mean, these dudes just not it? Or is it we just don't have the dogs? So we're going to find out over the next couple of weeks. We're going to find out soon. So, again, y'all let me know. I will sorry about that. I will come back to that view once we get ready and things go live. If you see something go live on Twitter or on YouTube, y'all let me know and I will pull it up live. Okay, y'all let me know. I'll pull it up immediately. Okay, but again, I expect the media. There's going to be this is going to be a tough press conference. And you know what's funny? I went back and looked at my live reaction last year because it's like deja vu. Oh, this is like Groundhog's Day. Around the same time last year, here we go. Well, not the same time because it happened a couple of weeks earlier. I think week 5 or week 6 last year with Matt Rule. I hope this press conference is handled much different because it was a lot of softball. He dodged a lot of questions last year. And listen, we didn't have as much built up frustration as we do now. So the question should change. Yes, I will stream the presser. I'm absolutely going to stream the presser once it goes live. It's not live yet, so everybody hang tight. Once it goes live, you guys let me know, and I'm monitoring the YouTube. We'll see. As soon as it goes live, I will go to it. But as of right now, it is not live. 800 people in the building, 822 people in the building. Hit that like button. Number 1, likes, only 200 likes. Let's get it up to 500. 500 likes. Let's get let's run these subs up. Run the subs. Run these subs up. Okay, hit that subscribe button. A-Cash says, my man A-Cash says, thoughts on Greg Olsen being interested in the job. I love him back, but not sure how he's not. Yeah, so I'm not cool with him as a head coach. I think he'd be an excellent GM or somewhere in addition to the front office or a tight ends coach, but he's not going to turn down Fox money to become a position coach. Like, that's not happening. And I don't think he's ready for a head coach per se. He's great, excellent. But it's different when you're actually leading a group of men without any experience, not quite ready there. I'd like to see him serve as an offensive coordinator first before or some sort of position coach before he takes that leap into head coach. So I think it's cool, but I think I would like to see him in a front office position rather than a head coach. Real quick, got to hit some of these other super chats. Nick Gaskin says we need a president of football operations. Tepper needs to take a step back. Yeah, that's something I want to hear today. That's something I want to hear today as a fan. I'm hiring somebody. I'm stepping back. Obviously, what I'm doing is not working. I need to take a different approach. That's what we want to hear as from an ownership perspective. Dominique says, who would you like to see be our next head coach? Priority number 1, Ben Johnson. That's who I would love to see, but that we don't know if that's going to happen or not. Tepper's been getting cooked in the mainstream. Yes, the narrative has changed. Listen, people say, hey, the march wasn't going to work. The march, look, we didn't have the march. And the narrative, look how quickly the narrative has changed since we even threatened the march. Since we even threatened it, look how the narrative has changed. It's no longer, it's the coaching of the GM. The spotlight is right where it needs to be. It's right where it needs to be. Right on Dave Tepper, because it doesn't matter who the coach is. Doesn't matter who the GM is. We have to get the right guys in the building, and they need to be allowed to do their jobs. Okay? So it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And I know David, listen, I firmly believe, let me say this, because we've been cooking Dave Tepper, and rightfully so. But I do firmly believe that the man means well. I do believe he means well. He wants to build a winner. I do believe that. He wants to build a winner. But unfortunately, he hasn't made the right decisions. And the proof is in the pudding. There's no speculation. It's fact. You can come up with all kind of excuses you want to. And I know that the players, listen, the former players love Tepper. The former players love Tepper, and they should. He's built the alumni network. He's treating them as they should, as a part of a family. He's built, and again, I go back to David Tepper's greatest accomplishment has been creating the Hall of Honor. Excellent work. We've been talking about that for a long time. Excellent work with that. So I'll give him credit where the credit is due. And you saw Trey Boston's tweet yesterday. Trey Boston went out there and tweeted, "Hey yo, we love Tepper. That's my guy, my best owner up. Blah blah blah." Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, but it ain't led to no wins. From a fan standpoint, that's not good enough. You tried. You absolutely tried. But it's failed. The proof is in the pudding. Right? And it ain't us. Don't be mad at the fans. The proof is in the pudding. I see a lot of people taking shots at the fans. Hell, we've been given a product that is not good. You tried and failed. It's just facts. Don't get mad at us because you put a bad product on the field and we reacting to it. Michelle, shout out to Michelle. She says media news outlets finally talking about Tep. Absolutely. Absolutely they are. Greg does not deserve to go through this Tepper BS. Yeah, I mean, but he's a part of that alumni network, man. Listen, the players love him. There's going to be no players that say bad things about David Tepper. They're not. They're not, bro. There's not going to be a player, ex-player, say anything bad about Tepper. They're not. It's just period. They're not. Oops, sorry, guys. A-Cash says Panthers coaching has a higher turnover rate than Amazon. Facts. We're gonna have 7 head coaches. So Brian Russell says he's fired 5 coaches in 2 years in 2 sports. Yes, and we're about to have 7 coaches under his tenure, 6 including Tabor, and then Tabor's already said he doesn't want to be a head coach, so it's gonna be 7 of them. 7 head coaches under David Tepper. Crazy. It's crazy. So again, y'all let me know if y'all see him go live right now. I'm not seeing anything. I'm going to check Twitter just to make sure they haven't gone live. But right now, it's 10:30, and the Carolina Panthers has not gone live. Press conferences will be streamed both on Twitter and Panthers website, and I have not seen it. I have not seen it yet. So I'm checking Twitter. I have not seen them go live yet. So it is what it is. We're going to wait. We're going to monitor Twitter. We're going to monitor Panthers website, and we're going to make sure we bring it. And I'm going to live react to it. As soon as y'all see it, I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to live react to it. So shout out to 1,131 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit that. Start streaming on Twitter. Let me see. Start streaming on Twitter. All right. Let me see. I'm pulling it up.
How you guys doing? Just a couple opening remarks. Listen, obviously it's been a difficult season. Yesterday we made some tough decisions.
Can you hear that okay?
I have great respect for Frank Reich. He's a fine man. Also, Coach Tabor moved on from Josh and Deuce yesterday, who are also very good men. Tabor will be up to answer questions on them later. With that, I'll just open it for questions.
If y'all hang on, I will select everybody for questions. So if you want to raise your hand, take the first question.
Let's go. No softballs.
Pause. That role, what was the mistakes in the hiring of Frank Reich?
Look, every coach that we've had here has had contributions to this organization. Frank has contributions to the organization. Matt had contributions to the organizations. And, quite frankly, if I had my druthers, I'd like to have a coach here for 20 years or 30 years, if I can do that. I'm not going to get into the individual sort of things. You guys can just speculate as to that. But we just moved on yesterday, and that's that.
Okay, first we'll have Joe Person, followed by Steve Reed.
Dave, you guys are 30 and 63.
Let's go, Joe.
Became owner.
Cook them.
It's the second worst mark in the NFL. One of the worst marks in
cook them. Facts.
You're about to hire your 4th head coach.
Facts.
Do you need to reevaluate the way you do things in terms of maybe using a search firm?
Let's go, Joe.
Hiring process, but also in how you manage day-to-day operations here.
Look, things are constantly evolving. And they'll continue to evolve. And, trying to make things better is what you always try to do. Obviously, that record's not good enough.
It ain't.
There's no hiding it. It is what it is, like everything in this sport. Everything's left on the field. Everybody knows what is every week. That record's that record. And like I said, it's not good enough. We're going to self-reflect and make it better.
Bro, you didn't answer the question.
Dave,
he didn't answer the question.
You fired 3 coaches during the season, since the time you took over. Do you feel like that is going to make it more difficult to get a quality head coach here if you choose to hire someone next year?
No. I think that, I don't know, and again, I'm not going to get into it here, but I think that
bro, this dude, man,
there are different reasons why different things happened in each case. You guys see, like I said, everything is out in the field. Everything is known over time. And I think people know it. The league knows it, and people in the league know it. So I think that if everything was perfect, it wouldn't be the case, and everything was good, it wouldn't be the case. So it's not as if it's not known out there reasons, and that will be something for people to decide. Just generally speaking, and not
You're
here,
talking the
but
surface, bro.
and not that this matters because this is here. But in other aspects of my life, we have people for 20, 30 years that work for me. Nobody ever leaves me.
No, nobody cares about that.
We'll go.
We care about the Panthers, bro.
Phil Orbit and Josh Klein.
When Matt was hired, you preached patience and it's kind of a year-over-year evaluation. Frank gets fired 11 weeks in. To what extent was that due to maybe a philosophical shift in how you view timelines for a rebuild or turnaround?
Look, as I said, there are reasons for each individual situation. I think you guys, upon your own reflection into looking what happened through the season, can understand that. You're around town, for those that are around town, and can know the reasons. Again, I'm not going to get into that particularly.
We don't
into those particulars, but I do have patience. I'm just not. My reputation away from this game is one for extreme patience.
We don't care about away from the game. We care about the game.
Come here too. It does. Now, that patience comes with good performance and things that you want to see progress be made on different aspects. And as I said, I would like to have somebody here for 20, 30 years. I'd like to have somebody that would say eulogy at my funeral in 30 years. Okay, maybe it's 40 years, I hope. But that's what I'd like to have.
Next we'll have Mike Kay and Eric Spanberg.
You preached. You talked about your patience.
It's a lot of preaching that I'm doing.
Yeah, and not a lot of.
You talked about your patience. When you moved on from Ron Rivera, you urged the fan base to have.
Let's go, Mike.
In terms of bringing in sustained excellence, sustained success, what would your message to fans be now?
Send me a message because we wait.
Feel like their patience hasn't been rewarded, or it's not moving in the right direction right now.
Every week, I watch these games, and I've watched, been around football for a long time. And listen, once upon a time, I was just a fan, poor kid in Pittsburgh. That's what I was. So I know what it is to be a fan. And every week we come in, as part of us are fans. Okay. Nicole and I sit in that box and we live and die with every play. So I understand how the fans, and I understand the frustration, and I appreciate that. I can just say this: we will make it better. I'm not promising that's going to happen tomorrow, but it may. Okay. Football is a really interesting thing, what can happen in 2 or 3 year time span. And what you're trying to do is have every single building block you can for, an organization. And in this organization, while you don't see it, because all you see is on the field, but you guys may know it or may not know it. But behind the scenes, there's been a lot of different changes in the building, and a lot of things that have become a lot better inside the building, and just how different people communicate, health, strength room and medical people.
Well, hell, many people on IR we have. I can't tell.
Nutrition, all those things, all those building blocks underneath the surface have gotten better than when I stepped in the door. Listen, they may be easier things to do, okay? And so we have to make sure that the other things that the fans can see is better too. And also, I would say that for engagement with past Panthers.
Yeah,
and,
we talked about that.
To talk to people
That's great.
Legends that were here at the Panthers. So we have not gotten what the fans see every day, right?
Facts.
I understand their frustration. We share that frustration every Sunday with them.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
David, in April, you said when you guys drafted Bryce, you said that he was a point guard style distributor who could elevate the talent around him. My question to you is, do you feel like you've put enough around him for him to elevate? And with that said, how will that evaluation of the roster in the next 6 weeks factor into how you evaluate the front office?
Look, there's a lot that goes into, what the success on the field is every week. One is roster, some is scheme, how you practice, a lot of things. And obviously we can be better in all phases of that because the product on the field is just not good enough right now. It just isn't. And so we have to try to make every one of those phases better. And whatever it takes to make it better, we're going to try to do.
No, you're not. Not only way to make it better is if you stop making
Dave,
decisions.
you've obviously had a lot of changes, not just on the football side, but on the administrative side, also with Charlotte FC. And you just mentioned a few minutes ago that you're patient. So why do you think there is so much constant churn in this organization, and what can you do to stabilize
He's just gonna say internal stuff. I'm not gonna talk about individual situations. Same
when you
crap.
talk about that churn and then what the results are, for that churn, what you call churn. Every case is something is done here. It's not just done because it's done by idle wish. There's a reason and there's a purpose and there's a result, and the things goes on. When you talk about the different parts of this this franchise or this building, that you're referring to the business, you're a business guy. When we came here, there were 10 events a year in this stadium, basically.
Here we go. He brought music to Charlotte.
I think we did 42 events last year.
Bro, we don't care about that,
in this
fam.
field, not counting high school football.
We don't care.
For the first time in this stadium and other things like that.
You brought Beyonce here. Cool. We don't care, bro.
But major type events. Brought soccer to Charlotte.
Cool.
The stands are
Shout out to
full.
the soccer fans.
If you were at that last game with Miami,
bro,
it
we
was a
don't
joyful
care.
Sort of experience when Messi came to town, and I think the fans were elated in that sort of in that point. And there have been highs, there's been highs and lows everywhere. Every game there's some highs, there's some lows. Gano's big kick. When Eric Reed was here for the first game,
bro, we don't
highs
care.
for footballs and other places. But when you look at, since you're asking a business question, I'll answer a business question. When you look at us and how we do business, and now are we successful in pulling off all these different events we put here? Yeah, we are. And what we've done is really led to higher economic impact for Charlotte.
Cool.
And we look at the future for things like
You know
that.
what?
as
You know
things
what
that
else
we
is
might
gonna
do in the future,
make
whether
a
entertainment
bigger
venue
impact,
that
economic impact to
maybe
Charlotte?
even
Winning
more
some games.
Sort of small concerts, 3,000 to 5,000 people that will bring people down there. We'll bring that here. And we think we brought a lot of economic development into the town. And we have. The numbers
Brought
show
some to
it.
Rock
We know
Hill
the
too.
numbers. So I don't think that when you look at the management team and you look at the stability of the management team now, and listen, you're always trying to make it better. But I think we have a pretty good management team on the business side right now.
We
we
agree
are
with that.
Pulling off
We said that.
pretty seamlessly all these events.
We said that, bro. That's dope. That's cool. But what about Panthers?
Yeah.
You're here because of the Panthers. The last question?
Yeah.
What?
He said okay to me.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Mr. Tepper. In terms of Bryce Young, I want to jump back on what Mike said earlier about Bryce. There's been a lot of reports over the last few days, in fact, that Frank wanted C.J. Stroud. You tipped the scales and said you wanted Bryce Young. Is that true? And then also seeing what C.J. Stroud is doing in Houston, did that make the comparisons even that much greater because of what you're seeing in Houston as opposed to here?
Just the way our processes go.
Great
here,
question, though.
I'll just answer this really plain. On all those decisions, whether it was the head coach, whether it was Bryce, I don't really vote on those decisions until the last piece.
Okay,
so those decisions are made by, in the case of the.
What you
by
mean?
the
And
football
you shouldn't
people.
have a vote.
Now, look, everything that's right and everything that's wrong here ultimately is my fault.
Fact. There you go.
I have the final say.
Fact.
But as far
Fact.
as those decisions, whether it's Frank Reich or it's Bryce Young, those decisions were made. And in the case of Bryce, it was almost, I believe it was a unanimous decision on the coaches and the scouts, and very strong opinions at the time. Now, it's been reported, and we talked about it. Originally, we were going to go to the number 2 pick, and we thought we'd get CJ because we thought the Texans were going to pick Bryce. And listen, we preferred Bryce. He was our number 1 pick. We had a lot of conviction. In answer to your questions, it's just not the way the process was done. The process was done the way the process was done. And again, even though if there was a process with 5 people in the room and 4, and the way the votes came in, it was Frank was the first choice. I always could veto that choice.
Yeah.
And even if
that's
it was
the problem.
Bryce and the votes came
that is
unanimously
the
in this
problem.
particular case, I could have vetoed that choice.
That is the problem. right?
In both cases, I supported both choices.
That's the
Okay?
problem, though.
I'm just going to say that I supported both choices. I supported the coaches.
The
I supported the scouts, the unanimous opinion, and I supported Frank Reich. So whatever's good, bad, or indifferent is ultimately because the buck stops here, and I take full responsibility for everything.
Do you
But
not
that's the
know
way the
that that
process
sways
works.
people's
And just
opinion?
one last thing, and then we're going to go here. As far as Bryce Young is concerned, I cannot say this, for myself, and I think everybody in this building would share this sentiment. We are totally confident in that pick. Okay, I think the people that made that pick first.
Shout out to Bryce, man.
Would be
I
totally
support
confident
that.
in that. Some of them you could ask. Okay. And I think and for me, I'm totally confident in agreeing with that pick. Thank you.
Bitter.
They didn't get. They didn't even add, bro. All right, so I'm gonna keep this live, but bro, what a letdown. What a letdown, bro. Oh, what a letdown. I'm so disappointed, bro. In fact, so I thought about, we probably gonna chill with the March. You know what I mean? We not even going, man, let's get the shirts printed, bro. Let's get the shirts printed. This some of the things I like what he said. I like the fact that he said the buck stops with me. I take ownership. I like that. I do like that fact. I like that he said that. I do like that. However, bro, we didn't get any answers on Scott Fitterer. We didn't get any answers on the hiring process, which was a great question, by the way. That was a great question by Joe. Joe lined him up. He lined him up. Said, hey, the failure, the winning record, second, blah, blah, blah. Lined him up. And we didn't get any answer on any of the processes. We didn't get any answers. We didn't get anything, bro. I'm disappointed. As a fan, bro, it's disappointing. I got nothing. I got nothing from that. Tabor speaking. All right, let me pull Tabor up.
And I understand that, and because I'm thankful for Coach Wright keeping me around last year when he first got here, and at the same time, I'm thankful for Mr. Tepper having confidence in me to have this opportunity to lead the team these next 6 games. So we're moving forward. Today's a big work day, big game plan day. So with that, I'll answer any questions.
All right, I'll click on the questions that you know. Questions for Coach Tabor?
Coach Tabor, Kyle Bailey, WFNZ. What directive, what mandate have you been given for the rest of this season? What do they want to see out of this team after a 1-10 start with no postseason on the horizon? What are those checklists that need to be hit?
Well, I think obviously everything that we're always trying to do is put ourselves in position to win games, and that's what we're working on. I mean, really, what we're doing right now, and I know it's very cliche-ish, but there's a process, and Tuesday's process. We got to win today to set us up for tomorrow. And if we can do those things, I always say that sets you up for success and gives you an opportunity for success on Sunday. And that's what we're trying to get done.
Yeah, Chris, how much of your changes you made yesterday with getting rid of Josh McCown and Staley had to do?
Yeah, I kind of want to know the details behind that.
Bryce Young and trying to improve that.
Well, first and foremost, I'd say this. I made those decisions, and as I mentioned earlier in my opening statement, coaching is about relationships, and I respect both those coaches as people and coaches, and I'm going to keep our talks in-house, and anything that we do, we're always trying to continue to improve our team.
Alex? Hey, Chris. Thanks for taking the time. You were the interim coach for a game for one game in 2021.
Damn, I thought it was more than one game.
The head
Coach Nagy got
COVID.
head COVID.
Yeah. What'd you learn from that experience, and are there any lessons that are transferable into the situation you're in now?
No, I think a lot of things that I learned there. It happened a couple times. Also in the spring, Coach got COVID during OTA, so I was responsible for the team during the week there. And then when we played San Francisco around Halloween, I believe it was. Things that you learn. I mean, I have my special teams area now. really you just kind of
Shout out
expand
to special
everything.
teams, though,
You know, I
'cause
have
they
to
be cook-
oversee offense and defense and game management, but those are a lot of things that I'm always doing anyway. It's just now I just have to have a little bit more of a peripheral view.
Yeah, this will be the second and or third play caller that Bryce will be having this year. Will this transition be fluid for him?
I think Bryce will do great. Thomas will call the plays, and Thomas has already called the plays, so I think it's very easy.
Coach, elaborate a little bit on that with Thomas Brown regaining play calling abilities with Jim Caldwell looking over. Speak a little bit to how that relationship will kind of work and how you will have conversations with him on the sideline.
Well, I'm going to let him work. And my job is to help facilitate game management and work from there. But collectively, the offensive staff, they're up there right now, and their game plan, they're all working together. So it's a unified group working towards one common goal.
Brett, I got you. After Brett, we'll go Joe.
Chris, in terms of offensive philosophies, because the offense obviously has been an issue all year. Have you spoken to Caldwell and Thomas about that changing of the offensive philosophies, or anything else that you guys are going to try and change?
We've talked status quo. No, we've talked about things, and at the same time, I'm going to probably keep those in house. And you can't overhaul everything, but I think you can do some things, and we'll work on that.
Two-part question. Were you given any sort of assurance, might not be the right word, but were you told you'll have an opportunity to have this gig full-time? And then
No, I haven't had that assurance. And to be honest with you, I'm working on today, and that's all I'm focused on.
secondly, you were obviously here last year when Steve took over. What will you take away from how he handled it? You guys finished up pretty strong, obviously.
I think there's a lot of things you can learn from that experience right there. I think it still goes back to just winning the day and winning the process. And like I said earlier, I know it's very coach speak and those things, but I do believe that because in this business, I mean, the NFL train is always moving, and the NFL monster will eat you at any time, and you need to be prepared, and you need to take the proper steps to set yourself up for success. And that's what we're trying to work on right now.
Coach, in addressing the team after this transition, what was important for you to convey?
There were some things that we talked about that I'm going to keep in house. I would say this, and I talk about this in our special teams unit. When you turn the tape on, I just want people to say that's a classy, hard-hitting unit that plays with great unity, and that's probably how I'd sum that up.
Caldwell has a lot of experience. Is that someone you're going to lean on in the background?
Oh, 100%. I mean, think about, okay, I'm the interim head coach for 6 games. I have Coach Caldwell down the hall, Coach Capers down the hall, 2 very highly successful coaches and men in this league. So yes, I go to them quite a bit.
Followed by Sheena.
What is your philosophy and your thought on keeping this room together? Because when a coach is dismissed, I mean, there's the real potential for fracturing and for guys to kind of not be on the same page.
Well, here's how I look at it. The tape is all that matters. That's my resume. How, for example, how my units play, that's my resume. How a player plays, that's his resume. And what I would say to anyone, I've used this before, and because I've been in this situation before, when there's change, all you can handle is what you can do. And you need to take care of your business, because when things change and people begin to review the tape, they're studying you. Do we want to keep this player? Do we want to keep this coach? So it's in your best interest to do your job at the highest level, regardless of what your record is, regardless of what the situation is. You're a professional football player, you're a professional coach. Be a pro, and that's how I look at it.
We'll take 2 more. We go David.
Shout out to Tabor, man. It is what it is with him.
Sheena, we will not forget you.
Why do you think that Frank was fired and you're here today as the interim coach?
I have no opinion on that.
There we go.
Here's my deal. I stay in my lane.
Facts.
I was presented an
I like
opportunity,
that.
and now, things have changed for me and my role, and that's what I'm just concentrating on.
You and Jim Caldwell have already made one decision in tandem. Can you share with us what his role will be going forward?
I made that decision, and those are always tough decisions. But Parks Frazier will be our quarterback
Okay, that's good to know. Parks Frazier.
coach, and Coach Caldwell will be in that room helping, and Thomas Brown will be our play caller and coaching the running backs.
Okay.
Chris, are there any players or personnel groupings that you want to change? Maybe
I hope
get some
so.
guys on the field that we haven't seen a lot
Nash
of
Jensen.
these first 11 games.
Keep him in
We'll
there.
probably shy away from some of those answers right now, and just kind of let the tape and the play speak for itself.
Good answer. Shout out to Tabor, man. Again, tough spot for him taking over a team that hasn't shown much life. But going back to the Tepper press, first of all, I got a lot of super chats, and hopefully some of this will come back around to the press conference. So let's go through some of these, and then we'll talk about some of the points in the press conference. But March on Mint t-shirts, Tepper stop micromanaging. We got the shirt design already. We just shout out to Too Busy. I'm trying to locate a printer, someone to print them up now. So that's what we're working on right now. And right now we're still rolling with it, because I don't think the message was I don't like what as a fan, I don't think what we heard was really acceptable, right? I didn't hear anything about, and again, I don't expect him to say exactly what he plans to do, but I did expect him to say, all right, we're going to do some things differently. We're going to change the way the hiring process. And all I heard was, oh, what we did right. And like, there's a lot of things wrong with the franchise, bro. Like, there's too many things wrong for you to victory lap what you did right around everything else except for the football field, right? What happens on the football field every Sunday is why you're here. This is why you're in Charlotte. For that to be the worst product and everything else is great, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable, right? It's not acceptable. I mean, shout out to Charlotte FC and the soccer fans. That's cool. That's dope. Shout out to Beyonce. My wife was at Bank of America Stadium for that. That's dope. Shout out to Garth Brooks and all that. That's cool. But you're here because of what happens on Sunday, and that product has not been good. The business, you're doing a fantastic job. I've said that. Again, I give props where props are due. Fantastic job with the business side of it, doing great things. Shout out to the whole alumni network. That's dope. But what happens on Sunday is not satisfactory, bro. That shouldn't be the last thing to be fixed. That should be the first thing to be fixed. Everything else is cool as a cherry on top. Everything was handled and fixed backwards. All right, the game guy says not a letdown. For me, I expected it, man. You're right. I should have did that too. I expected more. Jordan Eden says Tepper dodging these bullets like Neo in the Matrix. Absolutely. He was a lot of dodging for sure. Railroad Man says, here we go with the Garth Brooks BS. Exactly. Concerts and all. That's cool. Cool. I have not been to Bank of America Stadium for a concert yet. So it's not my thing. I'm here for the Panthers, bro. JD says talking loud, but ain't saying nothing. Absolutely. Didn't get anything from it. Didn't get anything. 1 in 10. He up here talking about nutrition. Yeah, that was weird to me, bro. Like, we lead the league in dudes on IR, and we sit here talking about how we improved the nutrition in the weight room, in the medical staff. The math ain't mathing, bro. The math ain't mathing. James Cameron said 20 more years till we hit platinum on tap. Shout out to that. Rashad, Tep, the master of dodging. He definitely dodged. Fire. Then we got this one. Fire 5 coaches in 2 years in 2 sports. Yeah. Super chat. Here goes another one that we got to hit. Acash says, so help me out there. Help me out here, because maybe I'm just stupid according to Tepper's logic. But how exactly does music, which is subjective, and soccer success, as a soccer fan myself, help us feel better as football fans? Exactly right. To change the narrative and talk about everything but football. You spent more time on talking about the medical staff and what you've done outside of the Panthers than talk about what you talk about the Panthers. The half of the press conference was wasted on you victory lapping about things that have gone well. And that's unsatisfactory, bro. Like, and again, let me give him props for this. I do give him props. He did say, I take accountability, I take ownership. That's cool. But what actions are going to be taken to fix said problems? And then he also was saying, oh, I'm going to leave y'all to speculate what happened. And there's going to be some news leaks. There's going to be some leaks coming out. And that's what it seemed like to me, man. Now I'm just talking. Now I'm just all speculation. But I think there's going to be some leaks coming out about what happened within that within the offense and what broke for the offense, right? Oh, well, let me talk about this before I forget. Like the lack of awareness, right? The lack of awareness for you as an owner to get up there and say, these guys make the decisions. We all are in a room. Let's say it's 5 guys making a decision. And I have whatever they come up with, I have the right to veto that decision. Do you not think that's going to sway the opinion? They're going to automatically go, all right, he gonna can it anyway. So I might as well not even say my real opinion because it's going to get canned anyway. Like that doesn't are you not like, where's the lack of awareness for that, bro? They already know that you're gonna veto everything that they do anyway. That's part of the problem. I'm gonna veto. I have the right to veto everything. We've got this committee. They're gonna make the decision, but I have the right to veto everything. What? Like that's what we don't want to hear, bro. And that's cool. And you know, it would be cool. It would be cool if that was said, if that was in private. Cool. If that happens in private, I have no problem with that. No, cool. That's just how it is in private. But we don't need to know. We don't need to know that, especially when the results have been what they've been, and we know that you said yes to everything that's been happening with the Panthers. Like we know that. For you to say, boom, I'm gonna veto any decision. I got ultimate say, like, and everything has been a failure, bro. What? Nah, that's not true. That's not true, blackballing. That's not true. Blackballing says that's not fair to think. I don't think he was saying he would veto everything. He said it. He said it, bro. He said it out of his mouth. He said, bro, we've got guys. We got 5 guys in a room. They come up to a consensus, and I have the right to veto if I don't like the way it goes. That's exactly what he said. That doesn't mean he would have did it. And that's what he said. It doesn't mean, and he didn't do it, obviously, because we all know that he liked Bryce. We knew he liked Bryce. Bro, he said he was going to draft a quarterback at the Super Bowl, bro. Oh, okay, true. Okay. Y'all can sit up here and say all owners, and you might be right. All owners, but do they? Do they come out there and publicly say that? No, they don't. Do they come out and publicly say, I have? Oh, some of you guys are right. Some guys do have final say, and here's the thing: guys like Jerry Jones, cool, he's the GM. Have you ever heard Jerry Richardson say, "Oh, I got final say"? So whatever they say, I'm vetoing it anyway. This is exactly right. But the successful owners stay in their lane and let the staff do their job. Even Jed York from the 49ers said, yo, you guys do what y'all got to do, bro. They've got final say. Everything goes with them. Whatever they pick, they roll with it. But bro, I don't like that, bro. I just don't. I'm not a fan of that, man. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of it, bro. Not a fan. Yo, bro, y'all are misconstruing everything I'm saying. Yes, we know NFL owners have final say. We know that, bro. We know that the owner has final say. It's his team. Obviously, he's gonna have say in a lot of things. But I can guarantee you that there aren't owners out there having press conferences saying that I'm gonna veto whatever they say, or I have the power to veto it. You don't publicly say that, especially when things have been going wrong, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making, is that, yeah, if everything was going right, cool. If everything was going right and he had final say, I have no problems with that. But everything is literally going wrong, bro. And for you to come out here and say, I got final say, come on, bro. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's cool. It's all good. Miss M. Frazzy says, I want to thank Shout Out Day for what they do. I have a deep respect for their loyalty to this fan base. Man, yeah, I'm loyal, bro. I'm loyal, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is. I appreciate that super chat, and I appreciate your appreciation. March, we need to apply the pressure, man. Yeah, I really thought I was gonna walk away from this saying, all right, cool. He gonna own up, and it is what it is. But based on today, I don't know why any coach would take the job. He talks to the position, bro. Listen, he was not concerned about that in one way, shape, or form. He was not concerned about that. They asked that question. Do you think that the way things have been going, do you think that's going to impact any coach? No, of course not, because he's going to open the checkbook. He's going to pay like a crazy amount to get whoever he wants. He's gonna pay. So he's not worried about it because he can just pay for what he wants. But again, I go back to saying, yo, you can't buy culture, bro. You can't buy wins, and you can't buy a Super Bowl. You can't. Yeah, facts. My bad. It's on me. This is my fault. It is my fault. I should have lowered my expectations. You right. You right, ICP. You right, ICP. It's my fault, man. I definitely had some higher expectations, bro. Definitely had higher expectations, B, for sure. Yep. So Trust Raccoon says he literally said right after that they made the decisions and he just supported them on two things, going up to number one and getting Bryce. Of course they supported it. Of course he supported it. Bryce was his guy. Bryce was his guy when he saw him at the Super Bowl. Bro, he already had his. Of course he's gonna roll with it, but he also said he had the power to veto it. No, I do believe in Bryce. I do believe in Bryce. I do believe in Bryce. Yes, I'm with that. I believe in Bryce 1,000%. 1,000% believe in Bryce. He got to be supported. You got to get him some weapons. You got to support him like you would support any other quarterback. Get the right scheme in place to support him and put him in the best position to succeed. We haven't done that. We haven't done that. We haven't done that. Yeah. And this is my thing too. Bingo. Shout out to Miss Rand. She said, what owner walks to a Panthers press conference after firing her head coach and come in there and talks about bringing soccer and music to the city? Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. I don't know. It's frustrating. We didn't really get what any answers. We don't know what the process is going to be moving forward. I mean, I just hope that things get. All we can do as a fan base is just hope and hope things get better. We can make our voice be heard we can go out there, wear our shirts, and we're gonna do what we gotta do. But it ain't pretty, bro. It ain't pretty, bro. It ain't pretty, man. It ain't pretty, bro. I mean, he did take accountability, bro. He took ownership. He said, "Hey, listen, everything that happens is it's on me. And when you go out there and say I can veto any decision, and I have the final say, then yeah, you ain't really got too much choice. But it is what it is. Should we fire the GM? I don't know. We didn't even get the fit of a question. Out there. Joe Person asked it. He was walking out, but Tepper just kept walking. So it is what it is. A lot of questions did get answered, bro. We don't know how the hiring process is going to go moving forward. We don't know if he's taking a step back. Obviously, that appears not to be the case. So it is what it is, man. I don't think Greg Olson is a head coach. I don't believe that. It ain't. I don't believe that. Shout out to the beat writers are going off on him on Twitter. It is what it is. I haven't looked at Twitter yet. Obviously, I'm here with y'all. Yeah. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Oh man, shout out to Austin. Let me hit Austin Keith Grant Brett back. He says he's watching the stream. Let me follow him and send him a DM. I'm gonna send him a DM now. Shoot. Yeah, I'll get him that. But yeah, man. Oh, they ignore Scott and Sheen, of course, because when it comes to being held accountable, he's dodging. He know they're gonna ask the tough questions. Yeah, so Scott Fowler wrote the article. He says, I'm very unhappy with the Panthers for getting frozen out and asking questions a question at David Tepper press conference. Sat front row, raised my hand high, wasn't called on, protested to no avail, felt like it was purposeful. Of course, he doesn't like you, bro. Welcome to the club. Scott. Hey, it's Scott. Hey, you can have a voice here, bro. Hey, I'm gonna invite Scott to the show, man. Let me send Scott a DM, bro. I'm gonna send Scott a DM. Like, man, come on to the show, man. Come on to the show, man. Let's talk about it. We got something in common. The message to the fans. It was no message to the fans. I see the message to the fans. It is what it is. He says he sees us. Whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, of course, he iced everybody out that was going to ask tough questions. Shout out to Joe Person. Joe Person got a good question in. But outside of that, it was a bunch of dodging. There's a bunch of dodging, bro. All that other stuff about the city you're bringing it, bro. We don't care about none of that. Blackball Enterprise says, do I get a sense that he seemed humbled? Nah, I didn't get that at all, bro. I didn't get that he got humbled at all. I think he's aware, of how bad we've been, but humbled, I don't think he's been humbled at all. No, not one bit. Michelle says BY needs his own Mike McDaniels for the teams to see. Absolutely. Tua got Mike McDaniels. Now he's cooking. They were cooking Tua in Miami too, and until they got Mike McDaniel. And now everything is all good. So yeah, they do need to get that. They need to get our right guy in here. How that process is gonna how the process is gonna go down, and how we get that person. Who knows? Tepper's gonna open up the checkbook, get the pay as much as he needs to pay to get the guy in here. But outside of that, man, it is what it is. Yep. Even David Newton says there were many more questions that needed to be asked in a presser where few questions were answered. Had my hand up. Yeah, all the guys. I'm surprised Tepper got as many defenders as he does, bro. It's a lot of people out there defending the man. Man, I get it from certain people. I get it, but bro, what we seeing is it's not it, bro. It's not it. It's time though. I gotta hit my man with the screen printing, and we're gonna see if we can get the shirts done. We're gonna see if we can get the shirts done. But yeah, man, just very disappointed overall. Shout out to Tabor though. I think he handled his press conference very well considering the circumstances. Looking forward to Sunday. His eyes on the prize next week. Completely get that. So I shout out to him. Shout out to Chris Tabor. But in regards to Tepper, yeah, no, really didn't answer anything, and I'm kind of surprised by that, bro. It was basically all we got to do is put on the last press conference, put on the Matt Rule press conference after he fired him. Basically the same thing. Basically the same thing. Shout out to my man Jay Hudge says, yo, we need a football operation guy, an architect to rebuild his team like Coughlin did for the Jags. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Yeah, we need something. Until we get that announcement that we've got like a official president, because we got one. Let me go through the Panthers front office real quick, because we got one. But we ain't, that's just by title. That's by title. They ain't by Edward Ortiz says 17 people in a room and I have all veto power. That's how you build a yes man crew without knowing it. From Los Angeles, Tepper makes me want to bounce. Yeah, exactly. Yo, bro, just saying that publicly, every person you bring in here now has that in the back of their brain. Hey, it don't matter what I do because he can veto it. Nobody wants to work under that. They want their opinions to be valued, bro. Like you can have that power, bro, but you don't say it publicly. It don't matter. You got the GM, you got all these guys. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, he's gonna veto that joint. Oh, this is a great idea. This is a great idea. You should invite all the beat writers on your show. Call the segment PNP Wants to Know. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I should do that. I should absolutely do a roundtable with the beat writers. I'll see if I can set that up. That's a great idea. It's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, we need somebody that's going to stand up. And we don't know if they listen. To be honest, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes. We don't know if they were trying to stand up and things just didn't go, or we don't know if they were just falling in line. We don't know. We don't know to be true. We don't know that to be true. So, but I do think we need a Kyle Shanahan. I know for a fact he went up in that office with Jed York and told York, "Hey, this is what's going wrong with your organization, bro. And if you want to get it fixed, this is what we need to do." And Jed York gave the power. This is documented, bro. This is why when y'all talk about that veto power, it go one ear out the other. Go look at Jed York and how he handled the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch situation. Those guys have all the say. They get everything they want. Jed York has turned the tables over. He's turned the power over to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. That's why they're successful. It's documented. Go look at it. And Jed York ran the team just like Tepper. He's just like Tepper, bro. He was just like Tepper. Tepper is now on a mission to find a guy that will work with how he wants him to work. Tepper's not willing, and this is my opinion. Tepper is not willing to turn over the reins to someone completely You've got to let them he's got to find the guy that's going to work within the constraints of how he wants him to work. And could he find it? Sure. He could absolutely find that. But until he does, it's going to be higher fire, higher fire, higher fire. If it doesn't work, it's going to be this continual cycle that never ends. So yes, the shirts, the managed hedge funds, not the Panther shirts, they coming. They coming. They coming. Hit that like button, y'all. We got over 1,000 people in here. Hit that like button and subscribe button if you haven't done already. Hit the subscribe button, man. I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, bro. I'm frustrated as a fan. Didn't quite get what we wanted out of this press conference. I got the accountability piece, but accountability also comes with a change in how you run. You've got to recognize, bro, that, and he said it. He did. He recognized it, that the record is what it is. He recognized that, but in recognizing that, you can't do things the way you've been doing them. And my hope is that maybe he didn't say it publicly, but my hope is that things change. My hope is that things change behind the scenes, because there was a lot of shelling of how things goes behind the scenes. There was a lot of secrecy, and say, hey, I'm not going to say it. It'll come out. Y'all can speculate. But until we get the true answer of how things work behind the scenes, we can only speculate that things need to change. Self-reflecting also comes with action. Self-reflecting comes with action. He said it. I mean, he said that. Again, that's the biggest takeaway, and my biggest takeaway is, again, he did hold himself accountable. But again, accountability comes with action. What are your actions? What actions are you going to make? What things are you going to go do different? Because what we've been presented with the last two head coaches have been below mediocre. And obviously, things need to change. Things need to change. So and we're not gonna know. That's the unfortunate thing. We're all upset, but we're never gonna know. We're never gonna know until it's announced, or if it's announced. Tepper might as well make himself like a GM like Jerry Jones at this point. Let us know how us fans outside the arena can support the march. Yes, it's coming soon. Appreciate you. Yeah, but you can still get the shirt. The shirts are coming. The shirts are coming. I just got to get the pricing right. It's gonna be a pretty big order for whoever gets it. But yeah, man. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Shout out to Joe Person for really putting the hammer down, bro. He put the hammer down, bro. He put the hammer down. He definitely laid it out there and said, hey, you it's been trash. And he's got to take some accountability. He said hey, all right, I'm going to do some self-reflecting, but what actions are going to come with that? You got the business side right. You brought music to Charlotte. You got Charlotte FC going in the right direction. Now it's time to fix what you came here for, and that's the Carolina Panthers. Get it fixed. It needs to be fixed, bruh. My bad. Pause on the hammer, John. My bad. I ain't catch that one. My bad. Here we go. Christopher Thompson says Tepper can't expect change unless he's willing to make some on his end. Yeah, and he knows that. I think he knows it. It's just got to come with some action, bro. He's got to come with some action. It's got to come with some action, bro. But anyway, man, I think I'm getting out of here. I got to get some lunch, man. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Hit that subscribe button for your boy. Run the subs up, notification bell, get in the comments. We're going live tonight. We're going to be talking about it. Maybe I can get Scott Fowler or one of the B reporters to come on live to talk about it. We'll see. We'll see what we can get cooked up for tonight. Join us tonight. We go live every night, every Tuesday night, at 8 o'clock. So join us tonight. We'll holler at y'all. We out. I'm going to holler at y'all tonight. Peace.